All right, happy Tuesday before Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yeah. Thanksgiving Eve.
Yes.
Yes,
Eve's
I
Eve.
am I am Billy with ScareNetwork, and tonight we have three awesome guests. If you guys want to just introduce yourselves, that'd be awesome.
Cool. I'll let MaryLynn go first. Yep.
Okay, I'm
Top.
MaryLynn Bast with Lost Goat Productions. I'm also a co-star on Para with the Normal.
Hello, my name is
I
Francesca
don't know how much you
Garcia.
want to know.
I'm Francesca Garcia, known as Supernatural Eye. I also joined Lost Goat Productions here recently, so I'm part with the crew, and also I was part with Eric too before on the Haunted Files, and that's where you can find me.
And finally, I'm Eric Vanderlaan. I'm with the Haunted Files, a little show on Paraflix, and I'm also on a documentary called Smallwood Store.
Woo!
Smallwood.
Yes,
That's where you can find me.
and that ironically is enough is what we're here to talk about. It's
Exactly.
weird, right?
Yep. And we
Not
all of
Thanksgiving.
us love this place too. So we got a lot of
Yes.
things in common.
Lots
So
of mosquitoes.
oh my gosh,
Oh,
were
it's
they
awful.
bad?
We were fighting them.
Well, Billy didn't know this, but it was, I think, hotter when you went, and because I think it was like more into the summer.
Yes, when MaryLynn.
Yes.
And I was telling him, like, everyone was taking turns going into my car to like rehydrate and cool down because it was so freaking hot.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. What why did MaryLynn, why did you end up going there? Were you doing some other stuff in Florida and just met up with them, or
Actually, they called and asked if I wanted to come out, and I jumped on a plane and I was there.
no?
We were filming a promo video. We were going to plan a ghost
I
hunting
think Todd
event
was trying to
there
do.
with Todd. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Todd was like, you know, a psychic medium, and I'm like, I know a few, but I know the best. There you go. And I called MaryLynn, and I didn't even tell her about the place. And right off a whim, she's like, I'm there. Well, why not come to
Nice.
Florida and visit us? We're a good time, Brandy and I. Right,
Absolutely.
MaryLynn?
I'll be there again.
We love you, MaryLynn.
Love you too.
Yeah, I would. So, just
They're going to be in your neck in the woods in May. They'll be in Wilmington.
Yes, we're gonna be at the Battleship for the other
Oh,
Paracon
nice.
coming out. Yeah, that I was telling you about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I haven't been to that one, but I know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was about to say something, and just for the few people that are watching this live, we are here to talk about the Smallwood documentary, and Eric and Fran, met me, and we investigated and did a thing. If I'd have known, MaryLynn, I would have included some, with your permission, I would have included some of your walkthrough of the Smallwood store in the
That would have
documentary.
been cool.
Yeah, but if you guys agree to it, I mean, I can maybe release some of it. It's kind of like just a little bonus extra thing, just maybe on some social media channels or something, just to kind of go along with what we've produced with the documentary and stuff. So
I'm good with that.
yeah, how long
I'll
did
let
you
him
walk
take it.
around that store for?
We were
all
there for
night.
like 3
We
hours, weren't we?
investigated. Yeah.
And then
And y'all did more
yeah.
investigations that night too?
Yeah. Well, you know how it goes there. You know, people start coming in and hanging out. And that's how it went.
Gets distracted.
We were supposed to be there all alone, but it didn't work out that way. But no worries. We got some good stuff. So
Yeah,
hopefully in
well,
the future we'll do an event there.
the one night that we actually shot the documentary and stuff, it was pretty good because we didn't start till later, probably around 8 or so, and so they had closed down, and they were pretty good about just letting us do the investigations kind of uninterrupted. So
Yeah.
that was cool on their part. Lynn, the owner, was very accommodating and so nice, and she didn't know me from Adam. So I've said this on other lives and stuff. I'm super appreciative of her for allowing.
She don't allow anybody in that place, so
I
that's
know
quite an honor.
she's very peculiar. Well, I think she has a good relationship with Todd and really trusts Todd, and Todd, kind of put in a good word for me. Although I didn't even know Todd before I went down there either. He was friends with an old friend that I had that I've done a lot of video work with in the past. So it's crazy how things kind of fell into place for that, because I had never even heard of the Smallwood store before that. But I mean, what a like the woman Tice, I think that's how you say her name. That place was a gem, in the rough, and it's pretty much the only about all they have on that island. So that was,
and I didn't even warn. I was pretty bad because I didn't warn MaryLynn about the mosquitoes and the humidity. She didn't even know what she was getting into.
The 15 minutes or so that I watched, it's hard to see the mosquitoes on film. I mean, y'all walked in the mangroves, and I know, MaryLynn, you said you had felt someone was buried there underneath. We'll get more into that in a little bit, but God, there's probably 1,000 people buried where you said one person.
We did.
And there was multiple. Yeah, there over that hill. There's a lot.
Yeah. I believe that there's Native Americans buried all over that place, because that island,
I know,
is
they have mounds, right?
Yeah. It goes back 200, 2000 BC?
2800 BC is what whoever the archaeologists are that have studied it has said that
it's built up. It's a mound built up with shell, and just like a lot of the mounds, the ancient mounds here in South Florida.
Yeah, it's called a shell island. So they literally build it up with shells from, just constant shell after shell. Hence why, all the shells are still around.
Was it kind of a man-made where they built it up?
It's all man-made.
Yeah.
Okay.
That particular one is man-made. Now, all the other 10,000 island stuff out there, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of those are not man-made.
And in those days, going 2800 BC, it was like all villages scattered all over the place, and those waterways were like their highways back then.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting place, to say the least. I mean, at this point, I've produced tons of paranormal documentaries and series and stuff, and every location that you go is kind of unique, but this one is definitely very, very unique, and I know it means a lot to the residents and stuff around there. So I, as a filmmaker and a producer, I kind of felt a little bit of pressure, because I didn't want to do anything that was going to remotely make the area or the store or the owners look bad. So I was trying to be as respectful as possible, and thank goodness we only got a few FU responses and a few devil responses that night.
Well, that comes along with me on investigations for some reason.
In most cases, probably not like demonic. It's just something trying to scare you off, or who knows, right? Like,
there's just like, I think there's spirit. I think there's actual intelligent, and there's residual. And I think the intelligent, it's just, I think people from the past, and, those people that lived in that area back then are like pretty rough, badass people to live up there. So
definitely a different mindset. Yeah.
No air conditioning. I probably would have died when I was 13 if I'd have been living back.
I feel like that's every Floridian's like nightmare nowadays, is like losing AC. But back in those days, it's like so much respect. I don't know how you did that. That's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, it's a crisis if we lose our air conditioning.
Oh my goodness. Like, it is literally urgent.
We'll go to a hotel. I mean, forget that.
I know. I'm born and raised in North Carolina, and so not as hot as Florida, obviously. And right now it's cold. Like 2 days from now, it's going to be 28 degrees outside or overnight. but the two qualms I've always had where I lived has been the humidity and mosquitoes. I've always say that humidity and mosquitoes. Can't stand them.
Well,
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
I love the summer if it wasn't so daggone humid.
You know, in Wilmington, there is mosquitoes. Actually, when I was up there, I'm like,
I
I didn't
know.
think there was mosquitoes up here.
No,
I thought like I escaped from them.
I actually
Yeah.
have to get our yard sprayed. There's a company that we hire. It comes every 3 weeks to spray our yard. If not, we can't even go outside. You just get eaten alive by the mosquitoes. So
well, you got those
Yeah,
marsh.
we have mosquitoes here in Texas as well.
yeah,
Oh, you do got the skeeters too?
Oh, yeah. We're just not airplanes like they are in Florida.
Jumanji size.
on
On
steroids.
steroids. It's a different species down here with the
Right.
species and the
Yeah.
insects. Oh my goodness.
So yeah, well, we could have a whole nother conversation. I was down when I was down in Florida. I was interviewing Dave Shealy, the guy who's pretty famous for filming the Skunk Ape videos. Well,
He owns the Skunk Ape headquarters.
Yeah,
MaryLynn.
yeah.
That's Dave Shealy.
Oh, yeah,
When I interviewed him, I am telling you, I had a white rental car, and I've said this, like, there were 1,000 mosquitoes on that rental car, and then I'd open up the door, and 100 of them would get in the car with me, and it was so frustrating. I'm like, gosh, there's nothing.
Yeah, you got to roll down the windows and go real fast, so you get all that air blowing through in that car.
You didn't tell me that trick while I was down there.
Yeah, right.
That's the trick.
I came back out like I had the measles. Did up.
Yep. That's me after being in Florida. Is even though we use the spray and stuff, it was like they bit me through my pants, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah, I know.
That's,
I can definitely say the mosquitoes in North Carolina are not as aggressive as they are down in Florida, or at least where we were at down in the Everglades and stuff. They were bad. They're not like that in North Carolina. They're bad, but they're not that bad.
Well, I told MaryLynn I'll get her a mosquito suit. So next time she goes,
that'll be interesting.
I mean, one of those netting,
right?
Yeah.
Beekeepers.
Anyway, so let's I want to play the trailer for anyone who happens to be watching for the documentary, and then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit. So let's play this real quick.
Chokoloski,
This is crazy.
Smallwood store.
We've never investigated this place.
The store was started in 1906. This building here is over 100 years old.
Ted Smallwood purchased half of the island of Chokoloski, I believe, in 1906 for $600. It has taken on water, I believe, 6 times on this level, last time being Hurricane Irma.
This is our gem on the rough island.
It's a little piece of paradise down here. The store, to me, is authentic Florida.
We're going to stand here and we're going to be quiet.
You definitely don't feel alone down here, even when you're just walking around.
There's a lot of activity in that bedroom, and that's where I seen the shadows.
Is that his original rifle?
Edgar Watson showed up in the 1890s down in Chokoloski at the Smallwood store looking for property to buy. Other people, they would also show up, and Ed put them to work. And when it came time for payment, they were murdered and dropped in the Everglades. In October of 1910, they confronted Ed Watson about what was going on down there. And as he went for his sidearm, that's when he went down in a hail of bullets.
Now this is where Watson was killed.
Ed Bloody Watson. What happened to Mr. Watson?
Is that Mr. Watson communicating with us?
I don't like to come back in here after I close at all at night because there is just a feeling. It's definitely strange.
Talk to me.
There. The Smallwood store has definitely stood the test of time.
They say at 2 a.m. people get chased out. You scared?
That's good.
All right, so that's the trailer. I cut another little new one. I'll play that in a little bit. I don't know if you guys.
Billy's very talented. He did a good job.
Oh God!
You're
making me blush, Eric. Stop. But I wanted to ask Franny, like, So you watched the whole thing, obviously, the whole
Yes.
documentary. What were your impressions and thoughts about everything?
I thought it was really well done. I mean, everything. What impressed me the most, I mean, of course, at the moment when you're filming, you don't realize these things. And of course, it's like through the editing. But when you see like the disembodied voices captured on like the camera, like not the EVPs or the recorders, but just on the camera itself, like that to me was very impressive. Like how that kind of correlated and everything else. So that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I feel like, when I shoot a lot of these things, a lot of times I'm shooting with multiple cameras, and it's just, you got hours upon hours of investigating, and then you throw on 3 cameras on top of it. Honestly, I feel like when I produce these things, I probably miss a ton of evidence.
Well, it's
I'm
funny.
Sure
I
a lot
remember
of
when we were investigating and we were getting EVPs, and I'm like, "Did you hear that?" And you're like looking at me like I'm like,
yeah,
"I'm hearing nothing." And then later, when you heard it with the headphones, like I couldn't even believe like all the EVPs we captured, and even like what we captured through the spirit box as well. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, that was cool too. Yeah. But everything was well done. And just like even like the history aspect with like the reenactments and everything else, that was pretty cool too. Just kind of give you that perspective on the history. So I thought everything was well done.
Yeah, and I credit Lynn and Todd and others for giving great interviews and for helping me organize that stuff too. So what I plan on doing is doing a whole separate documentary just on the Ed Watson story. I got some other separate interviews that I didn't even include in this while I was down there. And there's some others that I want to get to. And so at some point, I don't know when, I'm going to produce that, which I'm sure I'll include some of our paranormal evidence in there. It'd be a little aspect of that documentary as well. But like I was telling Eric last night and other times, I was pleasantly surprised by, the amount of evidence and the way things kind of lined up for it all to kind of flow together and stuff. And, I just hope people, anyone interested in the paranormal or these types of films, investigations, documentaries, whatever you want to call them, will take the time to watch it and give it a chance, because that place is unlike, like I said earlier, is unlike anything else. And I would like to think it's probably the most comprehensive thing that's been done on that location.
Yes, definitely. It's a time capsule. And I think that area, which is closer to my area, definitely on the west coast of Florida or west coast, definitely needs more of that attention. So hopefully like this will get out there and like kind of bring everybody's awareness and especially with Florida and the developers being money hungry, just kind of knocking down these historical locations. Like definitely this place would need something like that for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I always think about that. I'm like, not that I want anything bad to happen to a location, but I'm like, man, I'm glad that we just took the bull by the horns and just went ahead and did it, because now that we filmed at this, whether this location or any other location, it's like if anything were to ever happen, then at least you have it. For example, I have a really good example to bring up in regards to that. Back in January, I was in Tennessee and I was in Tennessee and Missouri, and I was gone for like a week, and I shot I think like 4 or 5 documentaries in a week. Like I was just going, that's when I shot the true crime thing, Eric, I was telling you about. I was working with those guys from Tennessee Ray Chasers. And anyways, after I shot that, I went to Red Bull in Springs, Tennessee, and there's two hotels there. One's called the Thomas House, which is really well known. It's been on like Portals to Hell and a couple other big shows. So I was there for 2 days, stayed there. They were so accommodating too. And I'm about to start putting that one together, but we got some crazy stuff. I think I got a shadow figure that I didn't even see with my own eye. I planted a camera and I think it was a shadow figure. Anyways, so we investigated for 2 days and got great interviews, and so that one will turn out really well. But anyways, right beside that is called a hotel called the Donahoe Hotel, and I don't know if you guys heard, like 2 weeks ago, that thing just burned completely to the ground, and I was I was literally 300 feet away from it. And the investigators I was working with, they were like, man, we should do the Donahoe Hotel, you know, right here beside it. They're like, it's super haunted. That thing was built in the early 1900s. And so, you know, I never went over there. I rode by it and I saw it. And now the place is gone. I mean, it completely burned to the ground. Yeah. So
That's tough, yeah.
Well, tell your wife and kids to pack their bags and they're moving to Florida because we got a ton of places here that have crazy stories to it.
Yes.
She probably would.
She probably
would. She was just down there. Yeah, they were just down there. She took the 2 older girls down to Miami 2 weeks ago for one of them's birthday. So
nice.
I didn't think they were going to come back.
Had too much fun in the MIA.
Yeah, I know. So,
well,
but,
if you got a little family trip going on, like, hey, you know, I'm gonna give Eric a ring and hang out with them for a little bit while you guys do your thing.
Well, I told you we need to talk at another time, maybe January. I want to go to Florida, back to Florida, to possibly St. Augustine or somewhere.
That's
like
probably
that.
the best time to come around. It's like definitely towards like our winters because it's not super cold for you guys. And I say you guys because anything below for me is like, 60s. I'm in a sweater and some boots and like MaryLynn, give me the eyes. Like that's how we are in Florida. That's the thing. No way.
She comes and stays with me, and I got my thermostat at 65.
He's crazy.
She's all like ripped up.
I have the blanket, the dachshund blanket going. I'm just all wrapped up.
65.
I have the
I live in
slippers.
Florida. I like it cold.
Gosh, my house would be an ice box if it was at 65.
If it's like cold outside, I open up all the windows. I mean, I like it cold.
Yeah. Anyways, so MaryLynn, going back to the actual location, the Smallwood store, just if you would, you know, I know it's been a few months since you were there, but just kind of give a recap of kind of what you were picking up on. And because, you know, Eric sent me the videos today, but like I said, I didn't have time to go through all of them. I'm just curious to hear what you say, or what you picked up on, to see if it relates to anything that I learned of the place or that we may have captured or anything.
Okay. So I know when we were walking up over to the left, they have those, what are they called? Mangroves?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're over there. And so I kept seeing that there's bodies that were buried. So we walked over, and I think later Eric did the dowsing rods there and was getting responses.
They were right on spot too. It's crazy.
Yeah, so there was like several different areas, and I just kept feeling where they were at. It was like right in the trees, and Eric went in there, and I went close to it, but I wasn't going to go fight with any alligators that were in there. So
smart.
So, but as we're walking, we went around the back and went up to the just kind of the dock area, and that's where I kept seeing the face of a woman in the water that she was telling me that she had been murdered, and it was just could not figure out who she was, but she was just kept in the water and coming up and then going back down. So they had killed her, but threw her in the water. So they didn't drown her there. They just threw her there. So that was where her body was at. And then went down to the dock area. That's where I kept seeing the boat, but there was weapons in a case that was at the bottom. And I didn't understand what that was. Come to find out later, that's where Ed had come up and they had shot and killed him in that area. So kind of putting that together kind of made sense because just the weapons and everything right in that area. And then there's all kinds of animals that I was seeing around there as well. And then just going inside in that bedroom, a lot of activity. They were talking about the shadows and stuff like that. I saw an actual woman, a younger girl also had died in that bed. So there's a lot of activity in that store. And I kept seeing someone had come in and there was shots fired, but I think that was confirmed to be outside. I'm not sure if it was confirmed inside.
Yeah.
Well, I remember Lynn saying when we were talking about a little girl in that bedroom that passed away, she said there's a good possibility that something like that could have happened.
Okay.
Wasn't there another visitor too that visits them a lot? And she says that she connects a lot with like a child spirit in that room. I think recently, like, right? Like, wasn't there like another like friend of theirs that like goes and visits a lot, mentions that she like, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's like a little girl spirit, but something about like a child spirit that.
Well,
is in
they
that room.
swear that doll moves. Like they lock the place up, come back in the morning, and it's in a different spot.
And right, you have the doll too, the creepy doll that kind of is in that wagon, right?
And for me, that was where seeing the little girl playing with the doll. So that was actually her doll, or it represented her doll.
Okay.
I wonder where that doll came from. If it was originally there.
I don't feel that it's original, but it represents to her that it's hers.
Right.
That's interesting.
And then I know when we walked by the boat, is like I could see just all the different things that he had been doing, and he used his boat for a lot of stuff, and it was not good.
Interesting.
So you, that's funny you say that. You didn't know anything about that guy, right? I'd never heard of him before I went down there either.
Nope. I didn't even realize that was his boat until I told Eric. I just see a bunch of stuff, with what this person is doing, and then he told me what the boat was.
Yeah, basically he was a serial killer.
No.
No, that's a different guy. I think you guys are
She's talking about Touch Brown.
Yeah,
oh,
that's what it was. Touch Brown's somebody different. Yeah.
So what I'm curious, what MaryLynn, what did you see on the boat? I don't know a lot about Touch Brown. I know a little bit, but not as much as I know about Edgar Watson, or what I've learned about Edgar Watson.
Well, what I was seeing was in the boat they were transporting prisoners or slaves. And that's what they were. And some of them, once they were through with them, they was like they were tossing them into the water. And it was just something that there was men, women, and children.
See, I don't know about that. I know.
Well, Touch passed away in the 80s, right?
No, it was 90s. It's like 90s.
Yeah, so he's fairly recent.
Yeah, so, but I know that he did
had a
go
weapon.
to prison. He went to prison for running drugs. Now I don't know if it was in that boat or what, but I don't know. I mean, who knows how old that boat is, and I don't know what the history is on that boat. I mean, he could have gotten that boat from somebody else, for all I know.
Another thing, I don't know if I told you this, MaryLynn, when we were visiting, but like Everglade City where we had lunch, it's like you go through Everglade City and then Chokoloskie's right there when we cross that bridge. But there's a landing strip there. I used to be a pilot, and back in the 80s when they were doing a lot of drug running, that was was a remote airstrip that drug runners would drop off their stuff. And then it's a very short runway. So I was flying small planes, but if you're in a larger plane, I mean, the runway is pretty short. And if you don't make the runway, you're in the water.
Oh, okay.
But I'm sure there was a lot of that. Yeah, there might have been I'm sure there's been some planes that went down from drug smuggling. I'm sure there's been murders there. I think I mentioned to you about Al Capone having a secret hideout during Prohibition.
Yes.
Not too far from there. So people were murdered out there. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on in that area. Yeah. And people used to escape from the law. I mean, that was Edgar Watson and also the people that he hired and then end up murdering. They were all escaping the law and going down there and hiding because, people wouldn't go back.
Well, actually, Edgar Watson was acquitted in Oklahoma. So unless he did something else, the best of my knowledge, when he went down to Chokoloskee, he was, he had been acquitted for that murder of Bill Starr in Oklahoma. But I still think he was just trying to get as far away from civilization as he could.
Well, I don't know if MaryLynn knows, but he had ties to the James gang, right?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know.
So he killed the girlfriend of Jesse James' brother, Frank James. Edgar Watson did. He shot her in the back in Oklahoma. And her son was with him, but her son was older. I think her son was in his 20s, and apparently her son did not like his own mother either. So there's been a huge debate as to who actually pulled the the trigger and who shot shot Belle Starr. Was it Edgar Watson, or was it her own son? So that's a fascinating story too. But he ended up going to trial for it, and I guess she had been stealing cattle that he owned from him, and there was long story short, he got acquitted. And the second he got acquitted, he moved down to Southwest Florida and built another life. He was married 3 different times, 3 different women. And Lynn, the owner of Smallwood store, she tends to think that he wasn't that bad of a guy. Well, I should say that he did bad things, but maybe had a good heart, kind of like a Robin Hood type character, if you would. Except I don't think Robin Hood murdered people, but
right.
He was doing the community right. I don't know.
He was justifiable.
Yeah, put him to work first.
Right. First.
So yeah, that Edgar Watson story is just an intriguing story, and that happened over 115 years ago. Which October, I should have put something out. I think it was October 10th was exactly 115 years when he got shot and killed there.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not cool, but yeah, it's interesting. Yeah,
it's definitely interesting. Yeah. That was 115 years exactly to the day.
So we're going to go back and investigate his plantation.
Yeah, did I tell you? Me and Todd went to his grave.
Oh, really?
He's buried in Fort Myers. Is it Fort Myers?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Fort Myers. Yeah, that's like a little bit up north from me. Yeah. Okay.
Hold on, y'all keep talking. I'm gonna flash a picture up real quick. But
that's crazy.
His story is
very fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why that guy Peter Matheson wrote 3 books on him.
Yeah,
I need to read them.
Because like the whole town did not like him. Apparently, he like killed people, or he was just like this big, right?
Were they just afraid of him, or
no? They worked for him, right? Like it's like I don't know if he like kind of like, maybe had like some type of slavery in his farm or something like that. But then he like killed people, or just like maybe like who knows?
Well,
right?
he hired these people to work his plantation, and and then he just killed them and disposed the bodies in the Everglades. And it's supposed to be a lot of people, and
he had like fights with people or whatever.
And then Billy, we were talking about last night about how he shot this couple that were like sort of like they were just like they weren't like the people hiding from the law. They were like normal people that were originally from there, I believe.
But they were he was on some of the land he owned, and they were really back on their rent, and he confronted them and told them they had to leave that same day, and she was pregnant. And they said they weren't going to leave, and they didn't have the money to pay him, and he supposedly shot and killed both of them in the back. And that's what really set the mob off. Here's a picture of me and Todd.
Oh wow!
So it's funny because there was a lot of Watsons buried around there, and his was the only one with flowers on the grave. So that's interesting. I know.
That is interesting. Is it fresh flowers or just like you can tell like they're like
plastic flowers?
Okay.
Yeah, like flowers. But no other grave within that I could see close to him had any flowers on them. So
now does he have family still living nearby?
I interviewed his granddaughter. His granddaughter
where does she live?
Where she live? Want to talk to her?
I interviewed her.
Maybe she
she works part-time at the Smallwood store.
Oh, cool. That's cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, she is
cool.
I can't remember her name right now, but she
could be a good trigger object.
Yes, she would be. Yeah.
So she lives somewhere in northern Florida.
Maybe Gainesville or something.
That's her. I stopped and interviewed her.
Oh, did you? Smart.
St. Petersburg on the way out of town. Yeah. So she's got his wedding ring that they pulled off his body.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Very cool.
she had a lot of documents and stuff that she showed me. Anyway,
Oh,
so it
that's
was his story is crazy. Like we were saying
Yes.
last night, I'm just super surprised that like a major motion picture has not been done yet. And Lynn told me there's been
Right.
so many talks about it. Like she's been approached by big time studios to do stuff, and it just has not worked out for whatever reason. And I'm like, man, that is such an intriguing. There's so many layers and so many
Right.
aspects of that story. I mean, the connection to the James gang, the killing one of them's girlfriend. I mean, who kills Jesse James' brother's girlfriend
Right.
and lives to tell about it?
Loves to tell about it. Right.
And then moves down to Florida and starts killing all his workers,
People.
supposedly. The one of the, like I said last night, one of the more fascinating things is that a lot of people consider him America's first serial killer.
Yeah.
Now, that can't be definitively proven, but he's been labeled that by a lot of people who know the story and will attest that he actually did do the murders and stuff that he's accused of doing. So,
and you gotta have a little bit of craziness to move out in that area and build a plantation.
Right.
start
The
farming.
Everglades.
I mean, that's not easy to do. That's not an easy feat with all those mangroves and swamps.
And so I guess he was, I don't know, he was maybe 45 when he got killed. I think, give or take, somewhere between 43 and 47, I think. But apparently his wife, which is his third wife, who he had 3 young kids with, was mid-20s. So she was probably like 20 years younger than him. And the wife and the kids were actually with Ted Smallwood and his wife at their house about 200 feet from the store when he got shot and killed.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. Because I want to say the woman that I interviewed, it was either his granddaughter. No, I think it's his great-granddaughter. She remembers one of the kids, which would have been her grandmother.
Oh, wow.
She remembers them when they were older. When she was a small kid, one of the kids was still alive, which would have been like the 60s or whatever. Yeah, 60s or 70s. So she told me some interesting stories. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm anxious to put that true crime thing together. I wish I had more resources, but oh well. Yeah. Anyways, what do y'all, I mean, Eric and Fran, I mean, you know, we were getting some direct responses relating to him and Ted Smallwood. Like, what are your opinions, investigative professional opinions on what was that communication? I know you, again, can't definitively prove who you're talking to or what voices they are, but what do you guys think?
I don't know. I think I think we were speaking to someone that was maybe part of the mob that killed Watson when we were there by the doorway. I think we got an EVP correlating to that, and that guy Tosh, we were by his boat and we were getting a lot of interesting things. And I think we were speaking to him as well. And then I went in there by myself for a little bit, and like I heard footsteps going around.
Yeah.
It was pretty weird.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing too. I mean, definitely I think we had like multiple spirits going around. And for some reason I felt like we did pick up some feminine energy, but more like masculine. But definitely I feel like when we're in one room, definitely there's like noise being heard like in another room, like kind of like they're trying to distract us or they don't want to like be then and there, you know, it's just like it kind of like was trying to distract us from like what we're trying to do a little bit. But I definitely feel like we're like, yeah, kind of communicating with like multiple spirits, you know, at the same time with like different areas.
Yeah. And I think we were agitating them. I don't think they liked being investigated.
And we're new, so they don't know us like that too. So I think like, you know, we're just kind of like these strangers, like in their space, right? So I think that's what it is as well, just trying to distract us.
And you know what? We went there the second time with MaryLynn. I don't think it was as active as the first time we were there.
No, but even so, we got some responses with MaryLynn. It's just unfortunately we did have some distractions with others like joining in the group process that was out of our control. But
we had visitors and
Yeah, that was connected, I think, to like what was it? The very nice guy. What's his name? Michael? Was it Michael? Yeah, I think one of his friends. Yeah, the boat, the one that does the boat tours.
Oh yeah, he was in the
Tom.
documentary.
Yeah. So very nice guy. But I think he had like some friends or visitors, and whatever. It's Florida, get your drinks. So we had some distractions, but
okay. So they've been hanging out.
It was more like an event,
yeah,
and people were watching what we were doing.
Yeah, so they're intrigued.
It was okay because it was for an event, and we were doing a promo video for it. But the goal was to like be there, like how we were when we were filming, to see what kind of evidence, so we can show it off to try to draw people in.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough with it not being controlled like that. I mean, it's tough to get something. That's why I'm, like I said, I'm glad that night that we
It's a small place.
Yeah.
Small.
But it's okay. It was still fun. And, they were having fun with it too. So it all worked out, But yeah, definitely. I think it was a little bit different in the two scenarios, but definitely different experience too, as far as like the captures and everything else. But I think there's just like there's just so much. It literally is a time capsule, even if like some of the artifacts are not like original there, but they're like brought in, right, for a museum purpose. And it's just like everything's a time capsule there. So it's just like everything to the T.
Like who knows what's attached to those items,
right,
there as well.
And then I think MaryLynn was pointing out during like that experience that she was seeing like trade, and not so much with humans, but also with animals. Like what were they? And I know it was used for like pretty much like multi-purpose.
Yeah, that definitely happened.
So who knows? I mean, I definitely felt like there's definitely more than one spirit definitely there. I mean, I can't pinpoint exactly which one, but definitely it seems like there's multiple personalities or things coming,
Well, we were talking earlier a few days ago about it, it was remote. The only way to get there was by boat, and it was the closest post office, store, and pharmacy. And if you were dying, and you lived out in that area, that's probably where you would go. So I couldn't imagine how many other people died there from who knows what,
So as you're facing the post, look to the left. Remember when we walked up, I told you I could see that there was a portal there, because as soon as we started, it literally chills. Everybody got chills as we walked through that area. So whenever I see a portal, to me, it looks like when you see heat rising from the ground for like on the street, that's how I see portals. And that's in that area. There's a portal there. So, and that's what I'm saying. It feels like there's just a bunch of traffic that's constantly coming and going.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I believe that. I mean, it is. Yeah. It is on top of a ancient burial mound. And when I was doing that dowsing rod session in the mangroves, where MaryLynn was sensing the dead body there, I wish we would have spent more time there, but man, the mosquitoes and the heat. But I swear,
they swarmed over, Eric. It's crazy.
I just fought it as long as I could, because those dowsing rods were right on cue. I didn't want to stop. And
you sure it wasn't the mosquitoes pushing the dowsing rods?
I know when we were filming on the back deck area, the lights were coming, and you could just see me in the background just fighting.
They were worse that night than when you were there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I know even getting in and out of the vehicle, so that way we were all not passing out. So we were taking turns in the cold air.
Even like the people that were visiting, they were going in my car.
Yes.
The lady's like, "Did I go in your car?"
The people that were friends with Michael. They went. It's so funny. They saw me early, and
letting all of the mosquitoes in as well, so we could not get away from them.
It's funny. She's like, "Can I please step in here?" I'm like, yeah, just please close the door as fast as you can.
Close the damn door.
And she's
like, trying to talk to Franny, and she's like, "Close the door. I want to talk to you."
Because there was one time you walked up and you just left the door wide open. It's like, Eric.
I know these mosquitoes were like swarming in. Oh my god.
I wonder if Lynn has ever gotten that place sprayed. Remember how I told you how I get my yard and stuff sprayed? It may not have any. I was going to say I was going to say they probably would eat that as a snack. Those mosquitoes.
Exactly at this point.
Well, back in the day, they used to have planes that used to drop the mosquito spray, and they used to fly over. But I don't do that. They don't do that anymore, because I'm sure it's not.
Not environmental, right?
Probably
for the animals and environmental
issues and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in those mangroves, you have the standing water and all that. You're never going to get rid of the mosquitoes.
Yeah. And especially how they,
Did anybody ever see a
breeding those
documentary?
mangroves.
You ever see a documentary on Netflix several years ago? It's called "What the Health."
No.
Health, HEALTH.
I feel like it sounds really familiar. I might have.
It was just talking about all the chemicals in food we eat and just
It's
all
not the
kinds of
McDonald's
crazy-
one, is it?
No.
Okay.
That guy passed away. Actually,
That was
Like, I have
crazy.
seen, Super Size Me.
I still eat McDonald's, which is so bad, but that I should have learned. I should have learned from that documentary.
My girls love it, but but if you get a chance, watch What the Health, because they were talking about, actually here in North Carolina, they were some of the hog farms are, they were talking about all the chemicals and pesticides because there's neighborhoods right beside them, and they said all these people were getting sick from all the pesticides and developing cancer and other ailments from years of being exposed to those.
Yeah, the exposures.
things.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we have the squallies, Franny, right?
Oh,
squallies.
So
you ever heard about those?
You know that topic. Okay, have you ever heard about the squallies? That's actually something in my area, where Everglades. So this is a real, I don't know if it's a real thing, but I know it's a real like myth or legend in my area. Like, so, and it was brought up recently. Actually, my best friend's wedding was this past weekend, and all my friends know I'm like this weird ghost paranormal investigator, right? Because I'm like always been, that girl. So like, Franny, have you ever investigated the squallies? I'm like, I just work on ghosts. I know like that there's different cryptids and stuff, but it's like human-like pig. It's like pretty much like they say that they're like, it's like a combination of a hybrid of like a pig and a human. But it was like a bad experiment done back in like, is it the 60s or 70s with the government? And they're trying to experiment on like hybrids and stuff. And I guess like it got really bad. And like the place, like I think the Squally house still exists. I don't know where it's at, but the people that live in the estates, like in my area, like know this house apparently. And the cops like patrol it, make sure nobody's trespassing, because apparently these Squallies are still alive and they eat people. And like they're like human eye, and they like, you'll know how they look like. They're like deformed, and they're just like cannibalism. So it's like, I don't know if it's true, but they say that it exists, and like cops are really adamant about going out there and make sure people don't find this squally house and the squallies. And the people in the estates that live out there, which we call like the Spicks, it's like the middle, like, it's called like the I guess the farmlands of Naples, I guess you could say. But people that live out there, and that's where they supposedly live, because that's connected to the Everglades, and that's like where you can kind of go further out there. Swear by it that these things exist. I don't know if that's accurate, but if you look up squallies, like it's a real thing. It sounds crazy.
I'd drone over the area and see if we can get some footage.
That's why I'm surprised. Like, how does anybody not find these? Like, I don't know, unless the government's really covering it. I don't freaking know. Could be the government's behind it. I don't know. Yeah,
that sounds like the Hills Have Eyes movies.
Exactly is what it is. Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Well, it's funny. We had the Skunk Ape researcher, MaryLynn knows her, Natalie Smearman.
Yes.
And just recently, she did an event down there in that area at the Skunk Ape headquarters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they did like a little Bigfoot hunt, and they were walking down this trail nearby there, and her and Josh Padilla, you guys know who he is, they saw full body apparitions of Native Americans there.
Oh yeah, that's what they were saying.
That's crazy.
Like, go back and check that place out.
Yeah.
Dave Sheely, that guy, was going to take me back there, but a thunderstorm rolled through, and he had limited time, and the mosquitoes too. Keep going back to the mosquitoes, but
game changer.
It was, I was driving down, or when I was leaving after his interview, I was just driving down his dirt road to go back to the front of his building, and those mosquitoes, I mean, they were hanging on to the car like $100. Like they just would not let go. I'm like, what is wrong with these mosquitoes?
I know he's got fresh blood.
I know. It's funny because they know people are not Floridians. I feel like they'll bite you more if you're from like up north. It's like they know, like, oh, this one's real fresh.
Blood's different than ours.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've had my fair share of mosquito bites. It's not bad, but they're not as aggressive as those down there. I mean, those were on steroids, no lie.
You don't feel them as much anymore when it's like cool now, but it's like not that it's cool, it's starting to warm up, but like we're supposed to get another cold front this Friday. But that to us is like ideal weather. We're like, oh,
We'll
finally.
be in the low 60s.
Yes.
And that's a cold front.
That's our cold front. Yes. And we love
That's
it.
when everyone busts out the boots and the fur coats.
Yes. I look and you can tell when somebody's from up north or somebody's like a real Floridian, you know, because you could tell the difference. Like the short shorts, the tank tops, people are jogging, we're like in the boots, the sweater, the scarves, and it's like you can tell. Yeah. It's a great.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So if anyone is just kind of joining us, we're talking about the Smallwood documentary that just came out today on the Scare Network, ScareNetwork.tv. We got apps out on Roku, Apple, Amazon, Fire Stick or Fire TV, Android TV website, yada yada. But yeah, just encourage everybody to go and check it out. Let me play this other little teaser / trailer that I actually just cut this afternoon. I wasn't even planning on doing it. I just got a wild hair. I was like, let me cut something out. So let's play this and then we'll come out and talk about it a little bit more.
I hate something.
So every morning I get the opportunity to come in and open this Smallwood store, and it is like walking back into the 1800s every time I do it.
People that work here say they experience paranormal activity.
The back bedroom. When I'm here by myself and open up, I will wait most days until somebody else comes in to go back there and open those windows.
Just recently they said they saw a shadow figure in one of the rooms over there. That was Get Out at the end.
So there's something, I don't know, you know, they say a lot of different things, like that there's two people here that, you know, two men, one kind of keeps the other one in check. I don't know. My theory was that maybe it was Mr. Watson and my grandfather, who knows.
Right there. That's clear. That's a Class A.
I believe that there's things that can come from another realm, and if there was going to be something that did it, it would be here.
So I actually, so there's a couple of sound bites in there that I didn't even put in the documentary, just because I don't know that they kind of were saying some similar stuff, but yeah, I forgot about that EVP, the Jesus at work, and whatever.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that means, or all of those EVPs. You know, I literally listened to them 20, 30 times and just try my hardest to.
I'm thinking about it's kind of weird where at one point we got the devil comes here, and then we got Jesus. So.
I know about the classic battle.
Then Lynn was saying that I think there's two male spirits, one trying to keep the other one in check. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting that she thinks that, but she was adamant about seeing a shadow figure in that one room. But when she saw it from outside.
Yeah, through the window.
Yeah, and I thought they closed all the windows at night, but I guess maybe she had left one open or something. But she swears up and down that she saw a shadow walk by that window and stuff, which I mean, I believe her.
Right.
I believe her. I wish we could have caught it on camera.
Yeah.
But it just don't work that way, though.
Right.
Well, she even mentioned the other realm, so that's right there, the portal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
that's one of the neighbors, Tice. I guess that's how you say her name. I'm probably butchering it, but she was cool. Did y'all see her when y'all went back again?
Maybe that was her. I don't remember. Somebody told me that they interact with no, I don't think so. It was somebody else. Yeah.
What about Brenda? Was Brenda there?
Brenda was, yes.
Okay. That was cool.
And Lynn was there for a little bit and she left.
Well, Lynn says she doesn't go back after dark anymore.
Yeah, she was gone before it got dark.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. But you
she
know,
probably doesn't. She probably doesn't feel comfortable like talking a lot about it. She probably, I don't know. I would think she probably knows a lot more
Right.
than she would say.
yeah, I was surprised that she shared as much with me as she did, and I think, like you said, honestly, I think she was about to delve a little bit deeper on some certain sound bites, and she pulled herself back. That's just
Yeah,
the sense I got.
people are going to be hearing this.
Yeah.
Well, maybe for the Edgar Watson one, the crime story.
Oh, I did a whole 30-minute interview with her on that one.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that was all. So I did 2 different interviews, one on the paranormal stuff and then one on the Edgar Watson stuff. And she gave a lot of details that she's learned and knows about, with the Edgar Watson stuff. But, but going back to our current paranormal documentary and stuff, I never felt uncomfortable in that place. I didn't feel threatened. I didn't feel like anything was malicious. MaryLynn, did you ever pick up on anything you felt was evil or
For me, you have your dark energies that are everywhere, and it's the same. Yeah. You've got your good and your dark, and I didn't feel evil. So that's something that, it's around there, but it was not within the building.
Yeah.
The location does have some elementals that is trying to protect the property.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be surprising. I mean, the Native Americans, like,
well, and her grandfather had a good relationship with the Native Americans.
Yes.
And I mean, we touch on a little bit in the documentary too. Think about the number of hurricanes that have come through, and how that building's still standing well over 100 years is amazing.
A few years back, there was a major hurricane the water went all the way up to the floor.
Yeah. Well, the story, I didn't even realize this, but they have a picture on their Facebook, the Smallwood Store Facebook page, of the hatchet tied to one of the poles out front of the small. And I would have used that in the documentary if I'd have known that. But apparently they get a hatchet. They've had a hatchet blessed by some of the higher ups, the local Native Americans, and they claim that is protecting that store and that area when these hurricanes. Because like we talked about, I mean, it's not like there's trees in front of the store to lessen the blow of a hurricane's coming right in, and just that thing's taking the brunt of.
It's made of wood.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Especially on the waterfront. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the more I learned about it and the more time I spent there and thought about the amount of hurricanes that Florida gets, I was shocked that something could stick around for that long the way it has.
Yeah.
That old.
But that's awesome, man. It's a huge tourist attraction down there. So I hope that it stays around for another 100 years. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. Especially with what's going on with the Everglades. There's just so much that I hope it does stay around. I think they appreciate it too, that, it goes out and kind of make sure we preserve the Everglades the way it is. Yeah.
And to go along with that too, when I produce these documentaries and shoot them too, that's one of my goals too, is for a location such as Smallwood to, to bring it a little bit more attention, just so people maybe they somehow see something that we produced, or maybe not even watch the whole documentary, but see a teaser or a trailer or a clip or something. They're like, oh, we're going to be down in that area. Let's go check it out. That was on that thing. That's one of my hopes, is to bring a little bit more attention.
Well,
so something like that financially could help.
Yeah.
Out too.
Remember when I spoke to Lynn and I was telling her, you could have people here pay a good amount of money to investigate it. You can rent it out for the night.
Yeah, what did she say about that?
And she was really into that. And it's just like, you could be in charge of it. But no, I just got to follow up with her on it. But
you should, man. That could be another source of income for them.
I mean,
because I know
some places that pay I mean,
Yeah.
Like Gold Coast Road Museum, like for their events, they'll charge $30 per person.
Yeah.
But she could there are teams that will go there and that would easily pay I don't know, $500. Is that reasonable,
Yeah.
MaryLynn?
500,
Place like that
750
for the night.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've a lot of locations I've had to pay for, and then others are so courteous to allow us to go in and film, and with the trade-off being that I produce something good that
Right.
will, that will
Evidence
kind
or
of showcase, exactly.
No,
Showcase
I was gonna film at a location, Mike and I, and it was like a national museum. It's in Rock Island, the Quarter One Armory, and I had to fill out all this paperwork, and it had to get sent to the Department of Defense for them to get approval for it.
Never heard of that.
And then when that event happened, that's when the government shutdown happened, and then that thing got canceled, and we had to scramble and find something else. But that's, I mean, I don't know. That would be an easy place to investigate. There's a lot of people that would put you through hoops to investigate their location,
Yeah, you definitely need to follow back up with Lynn with that, because I know that she told me the majority of their income comes from the boat tours and stuff.
And Franny could bring some crocodile bait for Lynn, as
crocodile bait? What is that?
The crocodile bait sitting on her lap.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
No, this is Salem. he likes
Lynn
attention. So yeah.
So I told you one of that little dog Lynn has started chewing up one of my wireless mics.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Yes.
$300 microphone.
What's his name again? Tip.
Tip.
Yes, Tip. A dog's so cute.
He is.
Well, she couldn't find the dog; it was missing, and then she found it on its leash, tied to the handrail by the bathroom. And
she thinks that was. She's like,
no one was there that did that. That could have done that.
Yeah,
really
that's
weird.
crazy. I'm just surprised that dog has not been eaten yet by an alligator or something. He's just roaming around, having a heart attack, any minute now. It's like this. I'm gonna see some traumatic event. They did, yes.
Another one, yeah.
Yeah, I could tell Lynn was kind of a big skeptic, but too much stuff has happened for her to not believe.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the sense. I wish you guys could have talked to her a little bit more. She's so nice.
Yeah, she's got to see the documentary and see.
I know. I still don't even know if she's watched it. I sent it to her. Sent it to her 2 weeks ago.
She's like, I don't want to watch it. I know what happens here, and I'm not here at night.
Yeah.
I know what happens here at night.
Although she sees it, then she has to acknowledge it.
Exactly.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Yeah, but she
it's like Franny acknowledged her fear for clowns.
I still have that problem. I don't think I conquered it yet.
Wait, so you haven't watched the new Dairy series on HBO? Talking about
I've been watching that. Yes,
I've watched one episode of it.
Oh, it gets good.
I heard, I always liked it.
That's what did it for me. I was like, that's the original. No, I can't. No,
that was that original was a mini series, I believe, back in the 80s.
No, we watched it together for Halloween. You remember?
No,
the original one.
Yeah, she watched it with me for Halloween.
Not my first time though. It was your first time.
Yeah, my first time.
You haven't seen it.
I know, but you ended up watching it again.
Yeah, for you. Otherwise, I wouldn't watch it on my own. I got yours.
She took one for the boyfriend.
Yeah, I was like, this is it was so funny. Every time the clown came on, I turned away like a little child. I had to look away because it's just that's when, yeah.
We last year we filmed at Rock Island, and it was run by the mobsters during Prohibition. So a lot of people died there. So we put her in the room where the henchmen used to hang out, and they turned it into a clown room. So we decided it would be a really good idea to have Franny do an isolation in the clown room.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it was not fun. It was definitely not fun.
it was crazy though. We heard
it was internal.
footsteps, all kinds of things.
It was. We got a lot. Yeah, I definitely got a lot of activity. I think definitely because of my fear too. It was just feeding onto that. But yeah, that was wild. I felt like it was
the weird
internal.
thing, the weird thing is when we were there last October, and we presented the episode in the Looney Lounge. So we were there and we're playing the video, and there's these three ladies sitting in the front, and they decided in unison to stand up and walk out, and they pulled us to the side, and they were like, "Hey, I just got touched, so I'm walking out." So they leave, and this girl comes in, and she wanted to go and sit, and I said, "Oh, there's some room up in the front." So she sat there. A few minutes later, she gets up and walks out and said, "Someone ran their finger on my back, so I'm out of here." And then later on, this other girl came and said, "Someone grabbed my knee while I was in there." And none of these people knew what happened to each other. There was all separate occasions. It was really crazy.
Yeah, that was nuts.
That is crazy.
Right, pretty much next to that clown room.
Yeah. Almost. It was definitely a different area.
Down the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. MaryLynn, I did another documentary, probably one of the better ones that I did down in Texas at the Old Park Hotel. Have you ever been there?
I've been by it, but I have not investigated it yet.
Oh, I went and spent 2 nights there, and I worked with that group, EVP, Everything Vaguely Paranormal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
we shot.
They're awesome.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're so awesome, man. They were so nice. But I shot with them for 2 days at that place, and
nice.
Oh, yeah, God, it's got new owners now. This was a couple years ago when it had the other owners. They gave great interviews, gave great history and stuff. We got
future episode for Supernatural Eye, maybe.
Hey, yeah, we're overdue.
Shelly, Shelly actually got scratched across her neck.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, dude, it just kept appearing and getting bigger and bigger. Right, and I'm sitting here filming. And I'm like, oh, this thing's getting redder
That's
and redder
crazy.
and redder. And we had just been in this room doing, I think it was the Estes method. The 2 guys were doing it, and she was conducting it, and we were. So yeah, that's like that's the biggest scratch I think I've been around in one of the documentaries that I produced and stuff. So
especially to capture it live like that, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I know.
That. That's cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Did you have the hotel to yourself, or you rent out a few rooms?
Yeah, we stayed there.
Yourself?
Yeah. So I stayed. So I got there early one afternoon, stayed one night, shot all night, shot some the next day, and I actually left that afternoon. And then they stayed. I didn't stay a second night. I was thinking about something else, but they stayed. They had another big group come in after I left, so they were there for 2 nights. And
they rent out locations for people to investigate.
Yeah. So. But man, that documentary was almost 2 hours, and we got some crazy evidence at that place too. That's got a crazy Wild West history as well. I can't even remember right now. I have to go back and look.
Yeah, so you're talking about the Old Park Hotel. Chad Wandell actually bought that. He just purchased it and is in the process of fixing it up.
Oh,
yeah, definitely needed some fixing up for sure. That place was huge. Are you friends with him?
I am, yes.
Yeah, you need to. I need to send him the documentary that I produced.
Okay. Yeah, because we actually have we have an episode that we're going to do with him.
Okay. So they're currently doing like renovations and stuff.
They are, but they are still open to the public as well.
Yeah,
that's going to stir shit up. The renovation.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that popped in my head was the renovations.
Yep, get in there and get more. Yep.
MaryLynn, if you need a camera guy, let me know.
Back along.
Well, when we get Francesca down to Texas.
Chia. I got a couple episodes.
Actually, I'm going to an event in Galveston in October.
Okay, I don't know which one that one is, but I'm actually going down to Houston in December. 17 miles.
Houston.
I used to live in Houston when I was a kid. My sister was born there.
Sorry.
I barely remember it.
There's a ton of stuff in Texas, which I guess there's a ton of stuff everywhere.
There is, yes.
It's a big state.
It's
probably the biggest state in the United States.
Well,
Right?
Florida, it takes forever to go any other state in Florida. If you live in South Florida, it takes forever to get out of Florida. Yeah, 6 hours or 7 hours.
Come to Texas.
I was gonna say we can't complain here in Texas.
MaryLynn's a road
It's a long state, north,
drives everywhere.
and west. Yeah.
I just got a new vehicle, and within about a month, I put 7,000 miles on it.
Jeez, it's a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
When I went down to and shot with you guys down at Smallwood, it was a 12-hour drive for me from where I live to down to Naples and stuff. Yeah, and
we drove up for that Wilmington event, so I know that's a long drive.
Yeah, it is. When I go and do those things, I used to fly. I mean, when I went out to Texas, I would fly out there and just take limited gear. But if I can drive, I can take so much more gear. And
that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
Well, you see what I bring with me, so a lot of stuff.
Because that Rock Island cost me a lot with my luggage. It's like all the weight and then you have to like worry if your stuff gets damaged and
then you got your event like
TSA,
banners.
I think that's when the government was like just shutting down, so TSA was not giving a shit at that point.
Whenever I go to events, I also take my intuitive painting stuff. So for me, driving is a lot better. So I've actually made the trip from Texas to Las Vegas, where Mike lives, 5 times this year, and it's a 17-hour drive just to get there.
What?
Well,
I wouldn't have thought that. To Vegas?
Yep.
I thought it would have been shorter.
17?
17 hours. Yep.
Wow.
That's rough.
I can make it in 16.
Yeah.
That's like me going to Kansas, like from Florida. Like Wichita's like a 2-day. Yeah, it's like about the same.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe. Yeah, maybe more. I don't remember, but it's about 2 days. Yeah, it's about the same. Yeah. Maybe more. I don't know.
And at this point, I've driven all over the place to shoot stuff for the platform. I've been up to like New York, Connecticut, Maine, Jersey, Missouri, Illinois. Come on, jeez. I told you last night, Eric, when I first started ScareNetwork, my whole mission was my whole thinking was every town in America has a ghost story. And if we can capture
that'd be cool.
half of those, I mean, you'd have so much freaking content. But I mean, even the teeny tiny towns. I'm not talking about just big cities and stuff too. So
like the hidden gems for sure. Like that would be great. Like target those hidden gems that like.
Well, I'm just happy we were able to capture evidence for you for the documentary.
Yes, so that was cool.
It was very nice that we ended up getting more than
we did. And we probably didn't even use half of your gear to.
Mm-hmm.
No.
There's probably so much other stuff that we could have done. Like we talked about last night. I mean, I was all in. I wasn't even tired at 2:00. And normally I get tired because I normally go to bed really early at night, because I wake up really early in the mornings. But I'd been going the whole day, and I think I was probably just wired up at that point. But that guy, Mike, always like, nope, that's it. We got to get out of here. Like
sounds about right. It's like sounds about right.
I know they were saying that the spirits start chasing everybody out at 2 a.m., but I don't think it's the spirits. I think it's something else.
It's Mike.
It's Mike when he's gotten into spirits.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be closing this place out, right? Let's go, guys. Okay.
Well,
shout out to Mike. He's been really great.
Well, it's funny the third time Franny and I went there, I think Mike brought some guests from his, I don't know if they're from a fishing tour or whatever. And they were pretty lit.
Yeah.
And I think one lady almost, and I think one lady was getting like sick and nauseous. She's like, I gotta go home.
Oh, yeah.
No,
It's
like we
like
talked
in our
about.
podcast, we do spirits with the spirits, and I pretty well got Eric lit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She makes me do a shot of Fireball on her show. And I'm a
that's
lightweight.
exactly. I'm like, oh, I know. It's rough.
I'm good with that. But we were talking about last night, Eric. You did the solo, and rookie camera guy here. He stopped rolling halfway through his isolation.
I was kicking myself in the head for that.
I still had your audio though. My microphone didn't stop recording, but I didn't have any visuals to go with it.
I know. Right?
But
I should use like a body cam on me at all times.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Backup.
That's true. Yeah.
I had one of those, but it wasn't very stable. I actually used it out. I used it out at Goatman's Bridge. It's like a GoPro, and I had this thing, but it wasn't stable. Yeah, but then I looked at the footage. It was like, I was like, man, I can't use any of this. I think I just.
I got a clip. I got a shoulder clip. Like if I have a backpack, like a shoulder strap that might put my GoPro on, and it's got the built-in stabilization.
Yeah.
That's what I should do. But
I did that over my head one time, and my friends like when I first started the paranormal, that's when I went to Alcatraz, and my friends like, please put it over your head, like just because they were making fun of me, right? Because I was like that girl, like. So there's like a shot that they did. It's almost like a meme picture of like me with the little like it just brought memories of like the little GoPro on my head. I'm here like my first time, like I'm getting into this, guys. They just crack up about the little GoPro. Still,
the one thing. That show Fear that was on MTV that Todd was there. He helped produce that show.
Yeah.
The one thing that I loved about that show is they had that mount with the camera that was facing the.
That's right. It was like that bar that came out.
Yeah. So like they would go into like a cell and they would hear something and then they start screaming, running out. And you see like camera on them while they're running out. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Todd produced like remember that show Road Rules?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Real World, he told me.
MTV, yeah. Those were the shows back then. That's like reality TV. Like, that's awesome. Those were like the reality TV shows.
You know that comedian Theo Vaughn? You heard of him?
Sounds familiar.
That sounds
super funny, dude. He's got a really popular podcast, but he does like stand up and stuff too. I think he's based out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
I mean, he's huge. I mean, he has huge social media followings. This guy's big time. Anyways, he was like on the Road Rules. I saw this clip of him. He's like 19, like doing the Road Rules before he went on this comedy thing. Yeah, and blew up and stuff. I was like, how's that guy on the Road Rules? But anyways, going back to Smallwood and doing the solo, man, like I said, if they wouldn't have been so adamant about us leaving at that certain time, which Fran, you'd already left. I think you had to work.
Yeah, to work the next day.
But I would have, like we said last night, I would have stayed a couple more hours and done.
It would have been a 4-part series.
I know. I wanted to do some more stuff, but
things were just warming up. I think
I know the stuff we got over there by Touch Brown's boat. I was really surprised.
That was good.
Todd took that picture of that mist or whatever too. And there's claims that people have seen a little boy over there.
And the motion sensor was going off there a few times. I don't know if it was. I think it was with Franny and MaryLynn. I had the motion sensor.
Yep.
That went off. So we were getting movement back there. Yeah.
Did you ever pick up on any little children anywhere inside the building, MaryLynn?
Yeah, there's one. There's a little girl that I was seeing there. She's actually passed away in the bedroom up front.
Oh, you said that earlier.
She was the one that was playing there, but I saw 2 children playing, but the little girl is the one that passed there. There was a boy that kept coming to visit.
Yeah, I mean, I asked Lynn straight up. I was like, tell me any documented deaths that you know of that you are willing to share, and she couldn't really bring any more up. But like you guys said about the medicine and the post office and all that, I'm sure quite a few people.
There's a lot of undocumented stuff there that people don't know about.
Eric, didn't you say that someone tried to go in and rob the post office? Because that's where I was saying I was seeing shooting and guns, and it was right there at someone robbing the post office at that window.
I never heard that. Did you hear that, Eric?
No, I don't think so. Maybe one of the people there talked about it.
Okay, because I had mentioned that I saw that, I just kept seeing bullets, and that's someone
Well,
said
that's the Edgar Watson thing. I mean, he got sprayed with like supposedly 70-some bullets.
Well, this was inside.
Inside. I mean,
right there. And someone said something, and it may have been Mike was talking about the post office. So it may have been him that told me that.
Maybe it was them. Yeah.
I never heard that about that place getting robbed.
That's a question when you go back.
I'm sure that place has been robbed multiple times. If you think about it, if it's been there for over 100 years.
From back in those days or something. Right.
Probably broken into, robbed, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
Or attempt robberies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just, like we said earlier, I'm just glad that we were able to go and do what we did. I was just thankful to get the interviews and to be able to kind of piece this together and just kind of tell this story. So again, I thank you guys for being a part of it too.
And thank you for having us, inviting us. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but is there any final thoughts? Let's get past my bedtime now. Weird, but all
right. A couple of yawns here or there.
Sorry about your Panthers last night.
Oh God, I'm going to see them play on Sunday.
Yeah, it was good to be on my show. You don't want to put yourself to that torture.
They almost came back in the fourth quarter, but Bryce Young is very inconsistent. But anyways, that's a whole nother podcast. But MaryLynn, is there anything else that stood out to you about that place when you did your walkthrough that comes to mind that you can think of?
Yeah, for me, it's just there's so much out there, and just doing a investigation for just a couple hours, you can't get it all. You have to spend a couple days out there to be able to just experience everything with it.
Yeah,
and I go back.
I know. I think like Fran was saying, I think it would be good to go and do an investigation or like around January. That way I know there'll still be mosquitoes, but they won't be as much, because I would have liked to have done the grounds out there, but man, we would have literally gotten eaten alive if we were just out there doing the investigation, So when I was there,
because I would like to see, if they let you stay overnight and just let you have free reign of it and not have to close up at a certain time.
Yeah,
just to see what would happen and what we would get, because I think a lot more would happen.
I would do that. And then Eric, remember we talked about potentially going out to Watson's land and doing something out there.
There's still remnants of some of the property.
Apparently the foundation and stuff is still out there to his house.
Maybe there were some bodies that were buried there on the property. Who knows?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking.
Had to have been, but
we would be the first team to ever investigate it, right?
Right. I don't think that
let me know.
Yeah,
put me on that trip. That would be a really cool, definitely. I really don't think even.
Don't be complaining about the mosquitoes then.
Yeah.
If we're doing it in January, I won't.
We'd all be wearing those mosquito suits if we went.
MaryLynn just wants to come back to have some gator tail again.
I know. I was not.
I introduced her to gator tail. Yeah. Gator bites.
Yeah, I just tried a bite of it, but no, that wouldn't be a cuisine for me.
I don't think I've ever had gator before.
Yeah, I wasn't for it. I knew it was a gator. They say it tastes like chicken.
It's good at first, but
no.
then after you eat more and more of it, you're like, okay, I'm good now.
It gets chewy.
Yeah, it's a little bit chewy.
I think it's the texture.
You might find the scale in there.
I'm like, yeah, no, it didn't taste like chicken. It tasted like gator.
I like deer meat. My wife hates it. It's kind of chewy and hard. Yeah,
so good. I love it. Yeah.
I don't eat it that much. I mean, like maybe once every couple of years. But I do.
I'm a red meat person.
Yeah,
bloody.
Me too.
All the way.
Anyways, Eric Friend, any final thoughts on the Smallwood store, on the documentary? Anything that comes to mind with
When
you
are we
guys?
going back? Damn it!
Yes.
I wish I would have planned it better because, like I said, Lynn offered me to go out to Ed Watson's land the day before I left, and so if I would have planned it better and would have known, and your schedule could have worked out, we could have taken the boat out there and gone out there and done so. It would have been
Well,
daytime. which
tell
would have
your
been
wife
fine,
to
but
pack her bag. She's going to Miami.
I'll send
She'll come in
her
a
down to
heartbeat.
I'll send her down to Key West for a couple of days, and we'll
That's
go
fine.
into some. Then I'll meet her down there.
Talk about
Yeah.
documentaries. That's another location
Robert
right
the
there.
Doll.
There's so much stuff.
I've been there. I've been to that museum. We love Key West. We've been like 3 or 4
Yeah,
times.
me too. It's one of my favorites.
Do y'all think that doll's haunted? I don't know. I didn't look when I was there, but when I went there was probably 7, 8 years ago. I wasn't even shooting the paranormal stuff then, so I wasn't really giving it that much thought. What are y'all?
There's a lot of I'm sorry letters asking for forgiveness.
Yeah.
I can tell you from personal experience, I 100% believe that doll is haunted. Not that I've told the doll to go F off, but my college friend at the time did. And I can tell you I don't really talk to her, not because of the doll situation, but we just kind of lose touch, throughout the years. But she had like really, really bad luck after the fact. And it did hit at once. It just like was maybe like a year after that we visited the doll and she started experiencing like a streak of bad luck. And she's very stubborn. So I know that she doesn't believe she's haunted. So she refuses to apologize to the doll. I don't know if she has still to this day, but she thinks it's a tourist attraction and it's all BS. And she like, when they tell you, don't disrespect the doll, whatever, she straight up told like the doll to go F off in front of the whole crowd. So definitely like she's gone through DUI cases, like deaths, like animal passings, like just like different things. And yeah, it could be a coincidence. Maybe it's poor choices of life, but I definitely think it's weird that it's just the timeline of things.
Well, more recently, we had a team member when we were with the War Party, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Him and his family went to Key West, and they went to see Robert the Doll, and he, I guess in a way, was like joking around, wasn't being disrespectful, but wasn't taking it seriously. On the way back home when they were driving, he got in a car accident.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I don't know. Coincidental?
Yeah.
Sometimes things aren't really coincidental.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know.
People would think, but right. Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, so
but that fort's haunted, that Fort Martello.
Oh yeah. I that fort was weird.
It's got a vibe.
Weird.
And the other one, Zachary Taylor.
Oh, Fort Zachary Taylor. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, a lot of people died.
That's a cool one. I like that one. That's by the beach, right? Because there's there's the other one that's like you have to like go off a boat.
Fort Jefferson, the Dry Tortugas. That's my goal, is to camp out there and film.
That'd be cool.
There's something up with that big cemetery down in Key West too. Something about that guy, some guy back in the 20s. He married a young 18, 19-year-old, really beautiful girl, and she died, and he like kept her body for like 10 years or something. Yeah. I can't remember.
Some weird Florida.
Yeah. Going back to Ed Gein, Billy.
Oh, God.
Ed Gein. We were talking about that the other night.
No, but I forgot. Yes, definitely.
It all ties to Ed Gein.
Right.
I wonder what's on that land where his house was now, because his house got torn down like a couple years after.
Oh.
Which would have been like the late 50s, early 60s. But I wonder what's sitting on that land now.
Yeah, the land is scarred for life.
For sure.
I know.
Yeah.
I believe that.
With all that energy, 100%. Yeah.
So, I mean, that was a really dark series. Like,
I still have to watch it.
I couldn't watch back-to-back episodes. After one episode, okay, I had enough. I'm going to take a break, and I'll watch it.
Was it really that intense? I heard it's really intense. I have to watch it.
It was really, like,
It was weird to say
Was
the
it?
least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to finish the last 2 episodes.
I was going to watch it again with my son, and he was like, and I started to tell him a little bit about it. He's like, no, I don't want to watch that.
Well, not the best thing for him.
No.
That's funny. But all right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
And MaryLynn, thank you for joining us. We'll definitely have to
Thank
link
you for
up
having
And we got
film
another
something in
one
the
coming
future.
out in the horizon too, right?
Yeah, Gold Coast, man. I keep saying it, but
Gold Coast.
MaryLynn.
Gold
Let
Coast.
me know. Let me know.
Billy's,
I'll be there.
Billy's been there. He knows.
dude, I love that. I love that night, man. I thought that was
Oh
a
yeah,
good
you
night.
guys did end up going, right? You
Yeah,
went
with
to Gold
Chris.
Coast. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I got a good interview.
That's
what
why you
was
guys were
his name?
supposed to come down.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
What's
With
it?
Donovan.
Donovan. Yeah,
Donovan.
with the Railroad
Yeah.
Museum. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I sat down and got a good 30-minute interview with him.
That is one of my favorite
yeah.
places to investigate for sure. The activity's wild.
And
there.
that's a place you get stuff night and day there.
Even on a dull
Yeah.
day, you're still getting stuff. It's crazy. Yeah.
I'm sure, but I'm excited to put that together too, man. But
That'd
yeah, Eric, we need to talk more about maybe doing something St. Augustine in the next couple months too. So don't forget about that. But yeah,
Well,
everybody.
if you need a psychic medium, now you know one.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm
This
pointing
is
the
a good
wrong
one.
direction. I'm like, crap. I suck at these. Yeah.
100%.
MaryLynn's amazing.
Thank you.
But yes, anybody still watching, please go and check out the Smallwood documentary on ScareNetwork.tv. It's only $4.99 a month. Cancel anytime. And we got so much more on there beyond the Smallwood documentary. But this is our newest one. We're super excited about it. We want people want to get some eyes on it, people to go check it out. And like I said earlier, if anybody happens to be down in that area, go check out the store itself and help support them too.
Yes.
So
Support your local people.
Woo.
Exactly.
Check out the episode.
Yeah, everybody go check it out. But thank you guys. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving. And
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
And
overload on turkey and watch the Smallwood documentary.
Yes,
My recommendation.
perfect way.
Exactly.
Do the holidays.
A turkey coma and watch
Ooh.
Smallwood.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Just don't fall asleep. And by the way, you won't, because there's things going on throughout the whole hour and a half, right?
Yes, keep those bellies.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half.
Yep.
I'm surprised we were able to get that much out of it, but yeah, owe a lot to you guys. So thanks again. Everybody take care, and let's do this again soon.
Yes.
Later.
Good night.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Night.